Me here. Thank you everybody for being here. More than happy to talk to you about some of our products that are designed really to bring you back safely as you know every place starts opening up. Our objective is to how these devices can be used so that places can open up safely. You can bring back, whether it is your employees, whether it is your students, whether it is your customers, visitors. How do they come back in safely? Of course, we were all, nobody ever expected COVID to happen. It unfortunately did happen, but we have had to come up with these newer products, right, to address the new sort of issues that started appearing. So I'm with OneScreen. We are headquartered in San Diego, and I'm from in our headquarters here. The product that I want to introduce you to, it's called our OneScreen GoSafe. And this is an entryway management system. And along with that, it has like a temperature scanner and that sort of function as well. But let me tell you a little bit of, where this product came from. OneScreen is a manufacturer of these collaboration systems and smart boards, and that's what we did for the longest time. Last year when COVID hit, of course, our products generally go in like meeting rooms and classrooms and so on, and all those things were closing up. That's where we started thinking, can our technology be repackaged in a way where it becomes useful for the big problem that people were facing, that everybody wanted to be protected against COVID. You wanted to not mingle with people who may have had that, virus or so. So that's where we collaborated with Qualcomm, that's also headquartered here in San Diego, to bring out this product. This is one of the product that falls under the Smart Cities initiative. And so this is a smart entryway management system. Our big hall to fame really is the processor that goes inside it. And so this product was brought to the market in collaboration with Qualcomm. The product has a US-made Qualcomm Snapdragon microprocessor in it, which of course is a very powerful microprocessor. And I'll talk about it in a little bit. So what I want to show you really is, what the basic hardware is, and then it comes with a couple of different softwares that allow you to, maybe not allow sick people to enter, or maybe even not allow intruders to enter, or those sort of things. So we'll start with the basic hardware, and then we'll go into the hardware. So what you are seeing over here, this is about 12 inches high. This is an Android tablet, and it is contactless, so you cannot touch it. But when I go in front of it, it becomes active, like you can see. And then, I don't know if you heard, it said normal temperature, please wear a mask, because it was able to see my body temperature and then display it here, say that message, even store that information. That's what it is able to do. Basically, there are 3 scanners that are built on this Android tablet. On the top, there is a temperature scanner, and this is what can read the body surface temperature from my forehead. And then compare it with a benchmark that I may have set. Then there are these 2 eyes-like sort of things. This is a binocular optical camera, and this can really look at my face and then compare it with, maybe a database of many faces and come back with a positive ID as to who I am, right? So in that sense, it is a biometric scanning device that can look at my face and can ID me. If you don't want to use facial recognition or that sort of a function, the simplest function of these 2 eyes really is to see whether I'm wearing a mask or not. So you don't want to ID who I am, but you just want to see whether I'm wearing a mask. These eyes can do that as well. And then there is a 3rd scanner that you don't see over here, and it is an IC card reader. And basically, the device is capable of reading some IC cards. So maybe it is, your employee ID number, maybe date of birth, whatever information you want to combine with their face, that could be on an IC card reader as well. And these 3 scanners can be used in various different combinations to identify how you want to use it. Maybe it is the flu season, or maybe it was the pandemic, all people wanted to use it was just the temperature scanning. So that's one of the functions. Or maybe what you want to use it for is just to make sure that it's only the students who are coming in and nobody else is allowed in the school. You could be using the facial recognition component of it. Or maybe it's the airline that wants to use your face. There is that phrase that people use, my face is my ID. So they want to use your face as your ID to check you in or to let you board the plane. You could be using these two eyes for those sort of functions as well. And then, of course, the card reader allows you to combine additional information with that. In terms of applications, the device comes like this. It can be put on the wall. It can be on a floor stand, right, like what it is right now, or it could be on a table stand as well. So you could put it on the counter. And then three basic applications that people use it for. One is just a plug and play, simple temperature scanning. When it is time, when it is flu, maybe the students going in, you want to separate out that the students who are sick should not be mingling with the healthy students. All you are using maybe is just the temperature scanner. The second application is that the device also has some of these cables that are running out of it. This has like the Ethernet for network, power cable, USB cables, but then there are cables that are standard interfaces that connect to any sort of automated doors or gates or turnstiles. And so basically what you can do is that based on the outcome here, if you are within the right temperature range or if it recognizes who you are, you can control whether the door opens or doesn't open, right? So in that sense, the second application is that it can be used for access control. And so you can control who is able to come in and who is not allowed access in. The third application is that you would connect it to the network, which is the most advanced application. And then it comes with a couple of these softwares that allow you to do, clock in, clock out employees, or mark the attendance for the students, or print visitor badges, many sort of applications that, and I'm going to show you which are some of the softwares that come with it when you use that application. In fact, I should maybe show you my screen. One of the applications before I share my screen that I want to show you is that when I step in front of it, you can see that there is like a QR code here. And this QR code can be used for pre-screening people as well. So I could be using my phone and scan that QR code and answer some COVID-related questions as well. Or maybe answer questions like, not COVID-related, but otherwise entry-related. So that QR code is there as well. So let me share my screen and show you which are the softwares that come with the screen. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. So basically, there are three softwares that come with it. One is called the GoSafe management platform. This is one of the softwares. The other software is called the pre-screen software that allows you to do those pre-screening questionnaires. And then there is a third software called OneScreen Central as well. And this allows you to centrally manage these devices from, whatever location you want to manage them from. So let's start with the basic software, GoSafe management platform. Let's say you have a building, there are 3 or 4 different entrances, and on those entrances, there are these devices. This software would allow you to get and capture that data from all of those devices. You can see my pictures out there where it is saying no mask wearing, right? So this is the software that would allow you to capture all the data. Right now, it is showing that I have 1 device that's connected. 11 face scans have been done today and so on. And so this is the full-fledged software that comes with it. Maybe you don't want to use the very advanced functions because there are too many functions here. But just so that you know that it is a very comprehensive software which has a full-fledged system of how you can, how employees come in, their clock in, clock out. You could put in different shifts, assign people to those shifts, manage whether they are working overtime or not. All those sort of things are here as well. Let me just go and quickly show you the simple settings that are those on and off settings that work with this device. So I'm now connected to this network, and then you can see that I have full control on just these simple on and off settings where I can put the setting to off. Okay, now nobody should be wearing masks, so you could put that off. You could control whether only the people who are in the database are allowed to enter, or can anybody come in? Maybe it is a public place, so stranger detection is on. You allow anybody to come in. It doesn't only restrict it to the authorized people and so on. Temperature threshold, you can see the standard is written here as the default one is written here as 99.14. CDC recommends that anybody who has a temperature higher than 100.4, it is a clear indication they are sick. They should not be mingling with other people. So you could set that up, and a simple thing, you put the settings in and you're ready to go. So you can see there is the attendance management thing here. There is the personnel management, where it allows organizations to pull in information about all their employees. You could go and add one person at a time, which of course is very tedious. Maybe you are an organization that has like 1,000 people. You don't want to do that one by one for each of them. So there is a way to import information in bulk for all your employees and so on, and build it up here. The device can also be used for printing out these visitor badges. And so I don't know if you can see me or not, but there is this brother printer that integrates with it. And basically, again, that's just a simple setting that has been put in over here, that you want to print out visitor badges. And so you would be able to allow that here as well. You can see there is like a simple badge printing here. Again, lots of features here. If any one of you is interested, I would be happy to, take you through these more in detail. What is very powerful over here is that you see this guru button over here. Now, we know this is a new to the world product, right? Nobody knew about it. Before COVID, nobody ever expected that there would be a product like that one. Now that people have started using it, we know that they are saying, oh, why did we never think about it earlier? Schools are saying, every year they run into that flu season where there is one kid who may be sick, and then he transfers it to all the other kids, and those kids take it to their homes, and really flu spreads in the community, right? And so they have been thinking, why did we never think about it earlier, that there should be a way of separating out the sick kids from the healthy kids so that you can, actually keep your students healthy and so on. And so now, of course, people have started thinking about it, but we know that this is a new technology. People do not know how to use it and so on. So what we have done is that we have built this technical support and training right into the software. So when I click this Guru button, I can actually connect live to a technical support person that I can speak to in Spanish, also in English, who can guide me through all of this. So when you start using it or when you start implementing it, do not be intimidated that this is something new and you don't know about it, because there are these trained gurus who can really help you get started on it, and they are always accessible from the software. So even as you go and implement the more complex things, they would be there to support you as well. So that's our basic GoSafe management software. One of the other softwares that comes with it and people really like and have now started using it a lot is called Pre-Screen. It is because initially people started using this just for temperature scanning, right? And so you separate out people. But then there were those CDC recommendations that you have to ask everybody those 5 or 6 questions Do you have these symptoms? Have you come in contact with somebody with COVID? Those sort of things. So especially our healthcare customers, they were telling us that they have had to hire these temporary staff who are just standing there with those questionnaires there. So what we did was that we built this pre-screen software. And this is the one that I showed you that works with the QR code here. So I could scan that QR code and answer those questions on my phone. Schools were required to, and some schools are still required, that they need to send out these questionnaires to all the students every day and get that information back before they allow the students in. So what I could do is that I could also either send a questionnaire to one person, or it could be to multiple people as well, maybe hundreds of students, thousands of students. There could be a bulk thing there as well. And you can see now it says that it is pending. So right now, of course, the need was these CDC type of questions, but the software allows you to create your own questionnaire as well. You could ask whatever your question is. Do you have an appointment? Yes, no, maybe, you could. So you can start building your own questionnaires here as well. Also, when you are building these questionnaires, you also have the option of having ask their phone number, maybe their gender, maybe their date of birth. If you wanted to get this information, it also allows you to ask them to upload any form if that is what you may be required, because we have seen different applications of this software. One of our customers that does like a road show and does, go and demonstrate their products in various different areas. What was really important for them was to capture the telephone number and email address of the person who was coming in. Nothing to do with temperature or so, but because the CDC had required that they do it, this was one of their ways to just capture all the information that they wanted to get for anybody who was visiting their roadshow and so on. So lots of flexibility there, and so you can do a couple of different things, based on this. Similarly, there are settings that would allow you to automatically approve, set, whether they should be approved when all 5 questions are correct or not, those sort of things. Let me just show you the default survey here as well. You can see these are just these simple questions, and I have set it up so that if somebody answers all these questions as no, they could have received it via email, they could have scanned it on their phone and done it, but then the system is integrated with their GoSafe management platform. So when they show up and scan over here or scan their card over here, their survey gets tied to that information as well. So that's our second software. The third software that we have that comes with this screen, it is specially for larger deployments. And this is where you have the ability to manage multiple such devices wherever they may be. Maybe you are a bank and you have like 60 different branches all across the state or so, and you, the technology director, wants to manage these devices from a central location, capture all of the data. OneScreen Central allows you to do that. You can see I currently have like 11 devices here. One of them is this demo unit here, but I could go and do many things here. First of all, I could see whether the device is on or off, if it is working fine or not. I could enable or disable services here. I could even get remote access to the screen as well, and from my office be able to see who's passing from there. And so in some schools, at least, I have seen that that they would, actually it is this screen, they have just captured somebody where we were trying to, connect to the Guru service there as well. So So you could remotely see and control the device from there. But here's an interesting thing that people I know really love, that they are also using these devices to maybe send any sort of notifications as well. God forbid there is like an emergency, right? And you want to send this information, maybe an emergency exit plan. You can use this device for that as well. I am going to select one of these and then send item to device. It is going to send that the volume was off, so you didn't hear the siren go off, but you can see now there is an exit plan here. So anybody who is around now can see what can be done. This was just an example that it is an exit plan. It could be an audio message that you want to send there. It could be a video message that you want to send there. Similarly, all sorts of updates, policies, even if they are like 200 devices in various different locations, this software allows you to manage all of them just from your browser in your office. You could power them up, power them down, those sort of things. So basically, those are the three softwares that come with it. One of the other softwares that's actually our video conferencing software also comes pre-installed on it. And that is used for enabling any sort of live communication. Let's say you are outside and you have been denied access, or it shows you have the fever or something. You could go to the device and you could say, call help. It's going to ask you, are you sure you want to call? And then you can say yes. It would connect a video call with a person who may be sitting inside. So that also is a feature that can be used here. So overall, this is quite an advanced product. Lots of features. Happy to provide more details to anybody who is interested. And here's the best thing about it. We offer these using two pricing models. So of course, one of the things is you buy the device and you take it home and the device is yours. But something that has really worked for our customers, and because people are a little bit, apprehensive when it's a new technology, whether it would work for them or not. So we have this program which is called, Entryway Management as a Service, in which you don't really purchase the device, but you just pay a monthly fee to avail that service. It is just like you would, let's say, sign up for the dish service, right? So you sign up for the dish service, they give you the dish to enable that service. So that's how it works, that you sign up for a monthly service plan for this. We give you the device so that works. There are three big advantages in that program. One is that you are not spending that big amount of money to get the device, right? Because it is just a monthly service fee. And so there isn't like really an upfront capital purchase. That's one advantage. But the other advantage is most beneficial. And it is that because it's a service and it has a minimum commitment of 1 year, if let's say you decide that you are not going to use it and it's no longer useful, the world has just become a really safe place to live and nobody ever needs it, you can cancel the program, return the equipment after a year, no liability on your side. And that's a great advantage, especially when there is this uncertainty, whether, do you need it? Do you not need it? How long will you need it? So that's a good option as well. The third advantage that we have in that subscription program is that if you keep that service for 3 years, and whether you are using it for attendance, for pre-screening, for any of those things, if you keep it for 3 years, there is a technology refresh built in, which means whatever would be the newest model of GoSafe at that time, as long as you are on that monthly plan, we send you the latest model with that, because we expect this technology to evolve in the coming years. This was just a very new product. And we expect there would be newer things that would be coming. If you are on the subscription program, you would never be stuck with any technology that gets old. You will always have the latest model there. So a couple of options over there. I think I have run over time, so I'll just stop here and see if you guys have questions. Please feel free to ask questions. Happy to show you anything in detail or answer your questions.
So if anybody has questions, you can unmute yourself. You can ask your questions there. If you feel more comfortable, you can enter it in the chat mode.
Yeah.
You must have been very thorough because nobody has questions. And they may email us afterwards too, and we'll reach out to you if we're not able to answer the questions.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, happy to explain it in detail. We know that this is, it's interesting that even we never thought that we would need any sort of this device. But the last year, I think life has just changed for just everybody, whether these are companies or schools or so. And now we see that people are, going for these. Some of them have those compliance requirements, so they at least need to have one of these devices in their lobbies or entranceways or so. Some of them are just realizing that, why did they not ever use it earlier? Why should they allow, why were they always allowing, employees who may be sick to come and mingle with others and so on? So there are different sort of uses that these devices are being put to. One of the very interesting uses that I have found is, JetBlue has started using such devices, and they are, the reason why they are using it is for, those boarding to the plane and so on. They are not really using the temperature part of it, but guess what? They are always going to be prepared. If there is a pandemic, we hope there never is, but not a pandemic, but a virus, or we have heard these, SARS and N1H1 or those sort of things. If there ever is a problem, all it takes is just an on or off switch. And that's the big power of it as well, that organizations can be ready. They can ensure the health and safety of their employees, of their students, of their visitors. So that's really the whole idea behind this product. Any questions?
Doesn't look like anybody has any questions. We will be sending out a link to everybody with a link to the webinar along with pricing. If you are interested in the subscription rather than buying it outright, please either reach out to your salesperson or you can contact us at the phone number or the email that's showing on screen right now. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time today to attend this webinar. You were great giving us all that information on this product. We appreciate you sharing this information with everybody.
Thank you. And I would love to know what people think about it. If anybody provides feedback as to what they may like to see in a product like this one, how could it be more useful in their scenario or so, that information would be very useful for us. If somebody can share, that would be great.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here. Yep.
Great. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.